collection of poetry by Sir Arthur Quiller Couch, entitled The Hand That Touches from Darkness and Other Poems. He is best remembered today for his novel The Man Who Was Thursday, which inspired Lewis Carroll's fictional character Adam I in the novel The War of the Worlds. But this is a collection of poetry spanning almost 30 years, from 1896 to 1926, and it has been some time since I read any of his poetry before. So what better way to spend a little time on a rainy Sunday afternoon than diving into a nice collection of poetry? This is an interesting one because he wrote it during the height of his career. He was well established as a poet and short story writer. So how does the poetry hold up? Well, let's dive right into it. Let me start by saying that this is not a light-hearted collection of poetry. There are no whimsical rhymes or happy endings here. This is dark, depressing stuff. The title poem deals with the touch of death, the darkness of night, and the dead leaves of autumn. In A Song of Sunset, he writes about the sun going down into the west, how it sinks into a sea of fire, bringing only darkness and despair. The tone of these poems is somber, like an elegy without the consolation of religion. Nature imagery is prevalent throughout, but it is always tinged with melancholy. Trees are bare and reaching towards the sky. Flowers are wilting and dying. The wind is cold and the rain is never far away. But there is more than just nature imagery at play here. There is also a lot of symbolism and allegory. The speaker in many of these poems seems to be searching for something, but never quite finds it. He is lost in a world of his own making, haunted by memories and unable to move forward. It is a world of darkness and death, but also of beauty and wonder. So I think if you're looking for something light and fun to read, this isn't it. But if you like dark, brooding poetry, then this might be for you. Now, let's take a look at some of my favorites. Evening is probably the best poem in the collection. It's a beautiful meditation on the passage of time and the inevitability of death. The speaker watches the sun go down and reflects on the shortness of life. He realizes that soon it will be his turn to die, enjoying the darkness. But he is not afraid. He welcomes death as a release from the pain and suffering of this world. Here's another one called The Hand That Touches from the Dark. It's a strange, haunting poem about a woman who reaches out from the darkness to touch the speaker. He is both repelled and fascinated by her. He knows he should stay away, but he can't help himself. He reaches out and touches her, and in that instant, he feels the cold grip of death. In the house of sleep, the speaker is haunted by memories of a past love. He returns to her house, but it is empty and deserted. All that remains is a single rose, which he takes with him. The rose is a symbol of his lost love, and he keeps it as a reminder of what he has lost. There is also a bit of social commentary here. Into His Excellency, the speaker addresses a powerful man and accuses him of being blind to the suffering of others. He says that the man's eyes are fixed on the prize, and he doesn't see the people around him who are in need. The speaker also criticizes the man's pursuit of power and wealth, saying that they are hollow and meaningless. Now, while the subject matter is often dark, the language and style of the poems is beautiful. Quiller Couch uses vivid imagery and metaphors to create a haunting atmosphere. His use of language is so good that even when he is writing about death and decay, there is a sense of wonder and beauty. Take this excerpt from Dead Man's Walk, for example. Even in death, there is a strange kind of beauty. The dead man's face is pale and still, but his eyes are bright and his lips are red. It is a powerful image that reminds us that even in death, there is something beautiful. And here is another one from The House Asleep. The language is rich and evocative. The house is empty and abandoned, but it is filled with the memories of the past. The air is thick with the scent of roses, and the sound of laughter echoes through the halls. If you want to pick up a copy for yourself, I would recommend finding a used copy. They are pretty cheap, and it's always fun to find a physical copy of something that is out of print. If you want to read it online, you can find the full text on various websites. Just do a quick search for The Hand That Touches from Darkness, and you should be able to find it pretty easily. Now let's talk about the influence of this collection on later writers. Like I mentioned earlier, Quiller Couch was a major influence on Aldous Huxley. You can see Huxley's influence on the writing of George Orwell. There are also similarities to the work of T.S. Eliot and Ezra Pound. All of these writers were interested in exploring the darker aspects of the human psyche, and they were drawn to Quiller Couch's ability to evoke a sense of atmosphere and mood. Another writer who was influenced by Quiller Couch was C.S. Lewis. Lewis's early work, The Great Divorce, is a Christian allegory, but it shares many of the same themes and motifs as The Hand That Touches from Darkness. Both works explore the nature of good and evil, the problem of pain, and the possibility of redemption. Lewis was also impressed by Quiller Couch's use of language and his ability to create a sense of mystery and suspense. So what is the legacy of this collection? Well, it is a flawed but fascinating work that offers a glimpse into the mind of a brilliant writer. It is a dark and disturbing collection, but it is also beautiful and haunting. It is a must-read for anyone interested in the history of poetry or the works of Aldous Huxley. It is also a good choice for anyone who enjoys dark, atmospheric fiction. So that's all I have to say about this book. I hope you enjoyed my reading and my thoughts on it. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you back for the next video. And if you've read this book, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it down in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.